2 mandatory mini camps. Not another is not another good day for the backup quarterbacks. What is up, Finn fans? How is everyone doing on this Wednesday? Hump day. We are day 2 tomorrow, last day of mini camps. Possibly, we'll see if they cancel it or not. Sometimes, you know what? If Mike McDaniel is saying it's a new culture around this team or something, they don't cancel tomorrow's mandatory mini camps. We'll see, but they shouldn't. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're like, "Meh, we're gonna cancel it." But yeah, last day of mandatory mini camps, then a long break. And like I said, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I got a ton of content. I'm gonna do a ton of collabs. If there's people you want me to bring on the channel and chat with, talk about the Dolphins, all that stuff, tag them. And I'll try my best. I'm going to try my best to get players on if I can. I'm going to try my best to get analysts and a ton of stuff. So I have a very entertaining off season for you. So go check it out. I don't know why I'm telling you go, because you're here now. Just hit the subscribe button. But real quick, I have to shout out today's sponsor, and that is Exter. Exter. I have talked about Exter before. They are fantastic wallet makers. They also have that cool tracking device that I've talked about. But they have a new upgrade, a new cool upgrade packed with upgrade free features. It promises a smooth user experience and an elevated, not evaluated. They did evaluate it, and then you know what they thought to themselves? We're gonna elevate that product. So it's improved leather. It holds up to 1 to 14 cards, 7 in the card holder that shoots up. Metal card ejected trimmer. It's a lot slimmer now. Folder flap is better, so you can close it better, a little bit thinner. I'm going to show you them. An add-on ecosystem and a lifetime warranty, built to last, backed by a lifetime warranty, a wallet for life. These are the new and improved. You got this like navy color and you got the black. So they come in dark brown, black, navy, tan, and then they have these two cool like exclusive colors, a flared red and a cobalt, which is flipping awesome. Now, Father's Day is coming up. So if you want to grab yourself one of these, you really should do it, because they've upgraded these things. Like I said, they're a little bit thinner. They got the material in here is a little thinner, so it closes better for you. 7 cards, kapow, held in here. Got a little bit more card holdage in here, as well as in the back. I love this blue one, this navy blue. How nice that is. Again, you want to get your father one for Father's Day, go grab yourself one. So the other one was the Paramount, I think it was called. This one is the Pro with premium leather, add-ons, all that good stuff. Now you might be asking yourself, well, what's the catch? There is no catch. You get up to 40% off June 26, 2025 if you use the discount code Douglie. One more time, you use that code Douglie, you get yourself 40% off, and then use the code Douglie, you get additional 10% off. So you get yourself 50% off. Link will be in the description. Go check it out. Again, use the promo code Douglie. You get an additional 10% off the original 40 they're giving you. Go out and get yourself one of these fantastic wallets, or go out and get your father one for Father's Day. For real. I use my Exter wallet all the time. Absolutely love it. So go grab yourself some of the new premium ones. So what we're going to do is Mike McDaniel presser. Again, this is kind of how training camp works. Mike McDaniel comes out, does his presser, then they hit the field, on the field stuff, and then the players have the presser afterwards. That is what I'm going to give you in that order. They haven't really released any footage yet. I just have who the orange jersey is and some sled working, not sleigh working. So we'll jump into this. Bradley Chubb is the orange jersey. Real quick, I will just show you that footage. There he goes. Bradley Chubb, orange jersey of the day. Very happy to hear that. I'm excited to see what he can do. The whole crew has been a real cool group that is starting to put together, put their mark on the team. McDaniel's talking about the safeties. They both have led the charge in understanding what we're asking and putting together meaningful reps. I hope so, man. His secondary scaring the crap out of me. He's talking about James Daniels. He said he has done an absolute fantastic job in phase 1 and phase 2. He had a great day on the field working in individuals yesterday. Hopefully he will be ready for training camp. I don't see why he won't. Him and Chubb and Phillips and Tyreek should all be good for training camp. On Tyreek Hill, he said he's trying to get me to go against the process. He has been active in the offseason program, and while not catching the football, he is towing the line in a healthy, good way. He said on James Daniels, he says he's coming back from Achilles, had a great day on the field Tuesday, doing some limited individual works. He said it's been something brewing with the way he went about early phases of the workout. Talking about Jonah and where they're going to line up, he said he wants to settle the rookie first and then move from there as Daniels can play both sides. Here's the thing and reason brought this to my attention, which I didn't realize. There's only like 3 second round draft picks that have signed their contract. And I know a lot of you guys are wondering what's happening with Jonah. Is he there? Jonah is there. Jonah is practicing. Jonah is doing everything. He's not holding out. But there's only 3 second round picks that have signed their contracts. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a big portion of the second round draft picks that haven't signed yet. So it's not just a Dolphin thing. It's now second round draft picks want more guarantees because 3 of them already have fully guaranteed contracts, which isn't usual. McDaniel said he was asking the new quarterback to throw the ball earlier than he used to. With O-line, the request is they run more. Said McDaniel on Jalen Phillips bouncing back-to-back rehabs. He said, we have the appropriate person for the challenge in Jalen Phillips. That man has been killing it. He's focus on intentionally because where you put your mental energy matters, according to Mike McDaniel. Luckily, Jalen Phillips is the perfect person to attack that challenge. He says, early on, I can tell he has the respect and regards for his teammates, understanding his role for the team. He works endlessly. You're hitting a home run with the team when you have a first-round pick come in with that mindset, talking about Kenneth Grant. I am very excited to see what Kenneth Grant can do for us. Talking about Nick Westbrook, he says, this is a dog competitor that brings it each and every day. He has expressed some mental fortitude that he's working with a new team and isn't on the field every day. He's finding a guy that core of the room can depend on. Another guy I'm very excited to see. On Tyreek Hill, on his upcoming race, he says, whether he wins or loses, I won't care. He probably doesn't want him to do it, but he doesn't want to say it to him. He said he's focused on football practice. Again, he probably is just like, what he probably wants to say is, I don't want him to do it. I prefer him not to do it, but at this point, I don't really care. Culture are a collection of people, and each person has a role in that culture, because everyone keeps talking about the new culture, the new culture, and the new culture. Mike McDaniel says the staff's intention is to be direct and non-negotiable. You can't run away from the things that need to be fixed. We are not going to be in the gray. We have to be accountable. Ultimate cultures are people. It's the biggest talk, and you'll hear it again when I tell you what the players say. Hey, prove me. You gotta show me. No more talking. You gotta show me. We are making some of the front end. We know who can count on and who we can't count on. Interesting. The new culture that the Dolphins are trying to build is based on accountability, per Coach McDaniel. It's okay to be called out as long as you change your effing behavior. It's potty mouth. And apparently, if you watch the Dolphin Collective, Omar and Alan informed us that yes, even before this season, he has been a potty mouth. Noises the outdoor and focus the deliberate practice is what the culture change is about for the Dolphins in 2025. So I guess ignore what everyone else is saying. Talking about Kenneth Grant, he says early on, I could tell he's had the respect in regards to the veterans, the little things he does, understanding the importance of his role of team. It's awesome to hear. Okay. Now we get to on the field stuff. First, I'll show you what I was talking about with them. The defensive lineman working. You have Phillips and Chubb. The Bashams. for all my Mighty Duck fans. Let's get to on the field stuff. Zach Wilson experience. This is from, again, Omar Kelly, Barry Jackson, and Isaiah Smalls. Zach Wilson, and happy birthday to Isaiah Smalls. Today is his birthday. Zach Wilson experience remained quite the roller coaster. On one hand, he had a nice pass to Taj Washington and a 20-yard completion to Tyreek Black, but he also threw a pass that Willie Gay Jr. intercepted and returned for a touchdown, and another that Isaiah Smalls nearly intercepted. He was sacked by Gay on that play. On Tuesday, Wilson threw 2 interceptions, pick 6 by Dante Trader, who's a rookie, and nearly had another pass returned for a touchdown if Ethan Bonner hadn't dropped a potential interception. I know it's June. I know it's mandatory minicamps. He's got to kick it. Got to kick it. Tua threw his first interception of minicamp. Safety Fatou Malafanu had the pick and remains a heavy favorite for the starting job. The defense, which worked on pressure packages, dominated all day. At times, quarterbacks barely had time to look downfield. Fantastic. But no pads. So I'm not going to freak out about that. Maybe a little bit. Linebacker Jordan Brooks had a nice tackle at the line of scrimmage on a pass to Devon Achane. Second-year edge player Grayson Murphy, who had at least 3 sacks over the past week, had a tackle for loss on Alexander Madison, and an edge player, Cameron Good, had a sack on Quinn Ewers. Murphy missed all of last season with an injury. Good missed much of last season with a knee injury. Grayson Murphy is somebody I'm very intrigued in seeing. Rookie receiver Andrew Armstrong had a 25-yard catch on a nifty throw from Ewers. He's like the tallest receiver we have, and he's undrafted rookie. Dolphins had a day after his pick 6, rookie 5th-round safety Trader had a sack on a day that Dolphins worked on pressure packages. UCF rookie cornerback B.J. Adams had a pass breakup. He will push for a spot on the 53 during training camp. And again, if you want to hear me talk about all these camp battles, I got a whole series coming for you guys. The Dolphins ended practice with a wet ball drill for the rookie. Center Aaron Brewer was at the control of a huge hose. Pause on that. In 7-on-7 work, Achane ran a quick hitch in the end zone for a touchdown. Brooks trailed him the entire play, and nobody was close to Achane later. Achane had a nice run behind the right side of the offensive line. He's going to be a menace for us. Besides the interception and sack, Gray Jr. had a good coverage on Achane on an incomplete throw from Tua. Cornerback Storm Duck broke up a long pass to D. Estridge, who had the ball in his hands before Duck knocked it away. Later, Duck broke up a pass to Nick Westbrook. Defensive tackle Matt Dickerson beat left tackle Patrick Paul for a would-be sack. What's more, Paul likely would have been flagged for holding if that had been a real game. Linebacker Quinton Bell had a tackle for a loss on a run play. He made several flashy plays during the offseason program. Linebacker Bradley Chubb wore the orange jersey, which was bestowed on him on the previous day standout practice player. Right tackle Austin Jackson, who has been cleared after November knee surgery, didn't practice Wednesday and participated sparingly Tuesday. The Dolphins are being cautious with him. He's good to go for the regular season. Receiver Tyreek Hill, working his way back from 2 wrist procedures, was catching passes on the sideline, not participating in team drills. Guard James Daniels, who did some individual work on Tuesday, didn't work on the field at all Wednesday. He was asked, he was working on his way back from week 4 Achilles injury. His agency has said he is expected to be ready for the start of the season. And linebacker Terrell Dotson and tight end Tanner Connor nearly got into a shoving match. So this was a huge defensive day, and it had a big reason because they were doing pressure work. Oh, they were getting after the quarterback and doing their thing. So very, very interesting to see that, and we'll see how they fix it and make the adjustments. So this is a presser. This is Zach Wilson after practice. He said, Zach Wilson is looking forward to upcoming nuptials. His fiance has run the show on things like color. He's just happy to get married, so he's getting married. So all the moms in Miami all the sons actually can take a breath because you'll be fine. Zach Wilson says there's a similarity with the Jets offense, but there are also habits to be broken. Got a lot of work to do, my man. Dolphins quarterback Zach Wilson treats practice interceptions as learning experiences. Said he threw one yesterday because a receiver ran a flat, then expected him to rip it with conviction. Said he's still building chemistry with receivers, and moments like that help the process. And that's why, I'm on him, and I here's my thing with the backups and why I'm so critical of the backups is because normally around this time when you start to see faults, they end up showing later on in the season. So I'm hoping he gets over this thing and he does get the continuity with the receivers and understanding all that stuff, but still makes me uneasy. I don't think Tua knew I was Polynesian, Zach Wilson said. They've spoken about backgrounds in Hawaii. I didn't even know Zach Wilson was Polynesian. I don't even know if he's messing with us or not, but that is interesting to know. It's a cool opportunity to be part of something special. I'm just trying to find my role, and that's what Nick Westbrook said. He also says it's been an adjustment to the Dolphins offense. He's also been working through an injury and feels ready to push himself. He's still working through carving out a role and thinks it'll happen at training camp. I think him and Malik Washington are your number threes. I think there'll be a rotation depending on where. Like, I think once we get in the red zone, you'll see Westbrook come in, and then in certain situations you'll have Malik out there. It's a nice rotation to have. There's been a few times where bad habits I have showed up. Then we got Bradley Chubb, please unblock me. Dolphins offensive lineman has hinted that although it has been directly communicated from Anthony Weaver that the DC will try to get him, Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson let me read this again. Although it has been directly communicated from Anthony Weaver that the defensive coordinator will try to get him, Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson, such packages are certainly possible. I don't even know. David, I'm dyslexic, so maybe it's me. I don't even know what that... You read it with me. Dolphins outside linebacker Bradley Chubb has hinted that, although it has been directly communicated from Anthony Weaver that the DC will try to get him, Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson, such packages are certainly possible. You let me know. For those who say the cult, you let me know. Maybe I'm the one who's big dumb. For those who say that the culture change stuff is something we've heard before, Bradley Chubb said, frankly, in the past, the Dolphins were lying about it. They would say it, but not really act on it. Now the actions accompany the words. Interesting. I'm totally out of rehab mode, Bradley Chubb said. I don't think about my knee anymore. Good. Doesn't want to put a number on things, but if Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson remain healthy, this season could be special. Chubb has been phenomenal in the offseason, earned the orange jersey today. Yeah, man, if those two could stay healthy, geez Louise. More from Zach Wilson on how he evaluates his own practice in the first day, things to learn from in the practice, interceptions. If, essentially you got to take it on. Miami Dolphins edge rusher Jalen Phillips greeted each member of the media today, which I find very interesting. Jalen Phillips is in a great place, and he's coming back from the knee this offseason after the Achilles last season. Jalen Phillips on a contract, trying to stay focused, stay present. Obviously, it's a big year feels healthy. I feel like I could play right now. ACL recovery was easier than the Achilles, is what he said. Apparently, this is the new slogan. No drag. I guess, like, don't slow down. James Daniels said, I really like 44 a lot in his bag. Some really strong practices, talking about Chop. Zach Wilson explains for the first time in his life, he's late on some throws. Yeah, you're in a fast offense now. You gotta pick up the pace. More on Daniels said it's been going well getting involved in the individual drills with the rest of the offensive line after doing some of it on his own leading up to the last two minicamp sessions. And then this last one irked me a little bit. It's from Cam Smith. Cam Smith said really nothing when asked what he would have done differently first two seasons with the Dolphins, citing injuries are factors. I don't like hearing that. There's a lot you could have done. A lot. But overall, dominant defensive day. Heard up from a lot of defensive guys. I'd love to see Zach Wilson kind of do more, kind of pick it up. We'll see how that all pans out. Like I said, tomorrow's the last day of mini camps. We'll see if they actually hold a mini camp or not. But it'll be interesting. I'm okay with today. you know, offense kind of did their thing, throwing touchdowns. But again, it was different packages. Pause. Yesterday was red zone. Today was working on pressure. And that's probably why a lot of the turnovers and stuff are happening, because, again, you are playing without pads, and it's much easier for these defensive linemen to get past the offensive linemen when the offensive linemen have no pads to grab onto. So we'll pause on freaking out, just like we're going to pause on freaking out about Zach Wilson and all that stuff. Let's just enjoy the fact that the defense had a day, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But comment below. Let me know what you thought of today, and I will see you tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. FN's up.